Thank you. So first of all, I'd like to say I'm sorry we had to cancel Monday's meeting, but I think it became obvious that the roads were very bad, and I hope everybody understands that we had to reschedule. Now the roads are great today. So we'll call this meeting to order. Sarah and Robert are unable to attend. The flag is right here. If we could stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mission statement: Viroqua area schools will nurture excellence, unlock potential, and ignite passion. Spotlight on education. We have some seniors here. We have Serenity and Hendricks, and then sources of strength. I'm going to ask Dan, who left the room. I'm going to ask, and I don't want to, I'm going to ask Jamie and Whitney to come and introduce the students or have them introduce themselves, because I don't know how to enunciate some of their names.
Okay.
Okay, so if you all want to come up here, and we'd like it if you can be right around this area and face the camera so people can see you and hear you right through the ceiling. Come this way. And
Do you want sources or seniors first? We have different.
why don't we do strength first?
Okay. Semi-circle, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm pretty sure you're like at every meeting.
I've been at like 4 this year, so.
I see a future board member in here.
Just gonna be the most knowledgeable.
My name's Sophia Whitty.
Yeah, introduce yourself first and then you can do the little thing, yeah.
My name is Layla Jaworski. I'm evidently known, but I'm Emma Brownlee.
And I'm Zephyr Lemaire.
Amy Reese, I'm the school social worker and an adult advisor for Sources of Strength.
Whitney Beckstrand, I'm a high school English teacher and an adult advisor for Sources of Strength.
Thank you all.
So when things get hard in life, most of us don't get through it alone. We lean on people. Maybe it's a friend who listens when you've had a bad day.
Or a teacher, coach, or family member who reminds you that you're capable of more than you think.
The idea that our strength comes from the people and support around us is the heart of what Sources of Strength is all about. Tonight we want to share what this program looks like at our school. In middle school, we helped lead guidance lessons. During the lessons, we'd share about different parts of the wheel. We also helped out with showing the 4th graders around when they came to tour the school last spring. I joined Sources of Strength in 6th grade, and I went to 2 retreats in 7th and 8th grade. And then I recently went to a retreat in February. We learned a lot about being compassionate and like helping other people and different things that you can do in your school.
We learned about hope.
Yeah, hope.
It's part of it.
Okay. We've done a couple of things throughout my high school career. I've been in it since 8th grade. That's like when it was just like starting up in the whole building. But like the biggest things was like my freshman year, we did a food and supply drive for the student pantry, and we got so much stuff.
Yeah, I think we have toothbrushes for years.
Yeah. I think everyone in school could have like 3 if they wanted. But yeah, that, I mean, like, it was pretty successful. We got a bunch of food for the student pantry. Supplies like shampoo, conditioner, body washes, things like that, and deodorant, because Lord knows we need it. And then we did a scavenger hunt kind of thing my freshman year as well, where we had different stations around the school that related to different strengths around the wheel. So like we had a photo booth for like positive friends where you could just like, you know, dress up and like props and things, take pictures. We had for generosity with like a note making station where you would like write notes to your friends and like, I don't know, tell them they're great or something.
My turn? So I joined sophomore year at the recommendation of one of my teachers. This recent December, we got together a bunch of students and we made cards for one of the local
Nursing homes?
that's the word. Nursing homes. That's a home. And then we had a sources student go and deliver those. Also, in years past, we've had the spring cleaning of the mind, I believe. I don't know which year this was, but we had a bunch of activities all around the school. We had like yoga, painting. We had a visit from the Humane Society, which was very fun. And just generally group activities to get people together and talking.
What drew me to the program as an adult advisor is, thinking about the concept that everybody has difficulties in life, but Sources of Strength really hones in on helping students and staff see that we all have the capabilities by leaning on each other. So the wheel that the students are referencing, the various parts of that would be healthy activities, friendship, generosity, having mentors or guidance. And so, each different campaign kind of focuses on a different part of the wheel where we have the student interaction. We did another food drive in December as well as part of that generosity campaign. And so it really just helps all of the students, plus the Source of Strength students, feel connected to each other, to the community, and to this concept of helping each other through tough times.
And I would say, although we have adult advisors, it is really focused on being student-led. So the activities that other students are seeing in the school and staff are seeing in the school are really being initiated by the students and really led and organized by the students. And the other thing is our Sources of Strength programming at the middle school and the high school, it's all grant funded, so it doesn't cost us any extra dollars.
Does anyone have any questions?
How many people are involved in Sources of Strength? Kids. Students.
Yeah, I would say we've kind of fluctuated between the 20 to 30 mark. We have a lot of freshmen and sophomores right now in the group. But like Emma said, she's been there since year one in 8th grade, so.
I'm sorry, maybe you said it, but do you meet often, or meet as a group, or is it?
We attempt to meet at least once a month. This is the time of the year where students are being pulled in 1,000 different directions. And so it's been a little bit since we've met. Our biggest campaign was in December. We met one time after that to kind of reflect on how everything went. And then we plan to do something again in the spring. We usually close out the end of the school year with the photo booth of friendship. And if kids come down and take a picture with their friends, then they get an ice cream sundae for, closing out the year in a positive way.
Sorry, one more question. Are you do you recruit people? Do people get referred to the group, or are you just as people?
I can let you guys field that one, yeah.
In middle school, there's sometimes a thing that gets sent out, asking if you want to be in Sources of Strength, and then obviously the counselor has say over who does get to be in it. But I was recruited into it in 8th grade, and then once you're a peer leader in middle school, you automatically become one in high school.
Nice, thank you.
I would say the other thing I just want to add about Sources, which is maybe different than some other groups, is it tries to bring a variety of students from each group. So maybe you have someone from Students Council, maybe you have someone that's in athletics or band. So just really tries to bring everyone together, or maybe students that aren't involved in extracurriculars. So when it initially started, we did meet as staff to kind of go through recommendations on which students we thought would be a good fit.
Yeah, at the core, Sources really it's a suicide prevention program of helping students feel connected to the building and feeling like they have at least one person that they could reach out to. And so it's really about, it might not be the student who's in everything that's also in Sources. It's kind of reaching and trying to reach all the different friend groups and the groups of people that we have in the building.
So having a representative from all areas of the school and social aspects.
Yeah.
So last year I went to the school board convention, and there a couple prior years before that, there are some student organizations that come and speak to their involvement in a similar capacity as what you all are doing. And I've always hoped that we could have something like what you're doing in our school district, because it creates also a voice because the student voice and what we can do as a district to better serve our students, because if someone doesn't feel like they belong or they feel isolated in some capacity, then they tend to not engage academically as well as socially. And so trying to figure out how to connect all of those students, every student, because everyone does belong, and make them understand that they belong, you know, wherever they are in their life journey at the age in which you are all at this time. So I think it's fabulous. I don't know if you guys post very much. Like, I don't know that I've seen very much about some of the things that you're doing when I'm looking through social media, and maybe I'm just not utilizing the right resources. But do you?
Sometimes. We have an Instagram page. It has about one post a year. And then we do also share out to the school Facebook,
Right.
through our social media, the Viroqua area schools, occasionally, but not as often as we probably should.
It's really something, schools are not very good about patting themselves on the back and saying, you know, this is some of the great work that we're doing, because we're doing great work every day, but showing other people what we're offering here is really important, and the organization that you have. So anything that you can do to get your message out to the community, to other people of your age, because you may think, oh, everybody knows about this because you're so engaged with it, but I guarantee they don't. So, you know, anything that you can do to promote yourselves as an organization, that is greatly appreciated, because I think you could even reach out possibly to more students if they knew about you, and maybe that they could be a part if they're not feeling a part in some capacity. And sometimes people wax and wane in their lives with things that are going on. So more messaging that you can put out about yourselves, I think it would be beneficial to everybody. Makes sense.
Mhm.
It's another job then. I'm sorry for that. Anybody else? So thank you for coming. One of the most stressful things you can do is speak in front of a group of people. So thank you for doing that. I know that's a difficult thing to do too, so. Anytime you
Spread the
guys.
word.
Spread the word.
Spread the word, yes.
Exactly.
This is what we offer at public schools.
Well, and not just that, but we've been trying to talk about this topic of students feeling welcome and that there is somebody that they can talk to. We've been talking about it for years, and how you do that. And this is a way that you do that. So letting people know is really important.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now we have senior teacher. So we have Serenity and Hendricks. Thank you for coming. Thank you all for changing your schedules also, because Monday night was canceled, so. You can go first.
Hi, my name is Serenity Peterson, and I've been in forensics for 4 years now. I've received 2 silver medals at state so far. We have a competition coming up this Saturday, right? And I've been in Visual Arts Classic for the past 3 years, and we have a competition also coming up in 2 weeks now. And I've received 2 gold medals at state for that. I am the current vice president of NHS, which I've been a part of for 3 years now. And some of the responsibilities that come with that is leading a committee to organize a charity 5K to raise money for the Living Faith Food Pantry this year. That's coming up in April. And as well as keeping track of member contributions throughout the year. In the fall, I will be attending Marquette University, majoring in psychology and minoring in law and society on the pre-law track. I was also accepted into their core honors program, which I will also be starting that.
I'm Hendrix Burros. I've been a member of NHS just long as her. Not a VP or anything like that, but I'm on the committee for a pickleball tournament that's fundraising for the Driftless Humane Society. And I plan on attending UW-Madison with a major in psychology and a minor in legal studies.
Any questions? So we have some lawyers in the future, in our future, perhaps,
Hopefully.
which is no great surprise with everything that's going on in the world. So thank you for that. Thank you also for raising dollars and awareness for very worthy causes in our community. We have shared as a board with students and organizations that come and speak that if you want to reach out to us to ask us for financial assistance, perhaps a donation, not that we can always do that, but please always feel free to reach out to the board members when you're fundraising for something, just as a reminder for our staff as well, because sometimes we're forgotten and we try to give back to the organizations that you're working to raise dollars for as well. You're both graduating and anything going on right now that, other than what you've spoken about, that you're working towards? Like, how long is graduation from now? How many days of school do you have? Are you counting down yet?
Haven't started to count down.
I would
How about
encourage them.
Yeah. What's a favorite memory of school here? Your experience at Viroqua?
I just hanging out with friends and stuff like that.
Probably homecoming dress up days this year, doing group
Great.
steps.
What are the days?
Oh, I don't even remember
Okay.
what all there was this
Some of the
year.
fun
The only one I really remember is when me and my friends all dressed up as Santa for the day.
Well, we wish you all only the best. If you ever need a letter or something, if there's something that we can do to be helpful to you, please feel free to ask anytime, and we wish you only success.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, next we have, we don't have any visitors or comments. We will now go on to the consent agenda, which is approval of the agenda, proof of public notice, February meeting minutes, check summary one in the amount of $279,025.11. We have retirements, Joel Anderson, Kim Cave, Sarah Tonks. We also have resignations of Brandon Lee and James Krause. And I added this up, but we have over 100 years of experience that we will not have because of these folks retiring. They are wonderful. They have done just amazing things in our community. They've been here a very, very long time, and they've dedicated their lives to education, and we are grateful. Brandon, we wish him well in his future endeavor. He's been a leader and he's done so much in a lot of different capacities within our school district too, whether it's the pool or working with students or teaching summer school, and he will be missed, as well as James. We do not have any appointments. We have the 26-27 Fall Early College Credit Program, Start College Now, and online course applications. 26-27 Vernon County Better Futures, 66.0301 cooperative resolutions. And those are all of the items.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, check summary 2. This is an expense related to health insurance.
I move to approve the check summary 2 in the amount of $542,735.37.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye.
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 Opposed? I abstain. Motion carries. Information and discussion, donations over $100. Once again, every month, it's amazing. We have such a generous community, and we thank everyone for their generosity. We have Winston Talley Memorial, $140 for FFA, Pancake Supper, $1,067, FFA Wright Insurance Agency, $100 FFA, ID Painting and Sandblasting LLC, $400 for powerlifting. We have Jean Rozeski, $100 girls basketball. We have Ron Rozeski, $200 girls basketball. And Culver's contributed $351.32 for the high school musical share night. Middle school musical share night. Thank you to everyone that gives so generously. Administrative reports, we have Krista, and that's summer school spelling bee battle of the books.
Summer school, not a lot to report since last month, but like this week, the packets and the registration is being finalized so that it's going out on Monday, so it's kind of, it's here. So by next month, there will be a lot more to report and a lot more activity, so it's kind of just that waiting, finalizing stage, making sure everything, the information is correct and ready to go up to the public. So that's about all the updates there. Battle of the Books was a big event this year. We had teams at the elementary, middle, and high school. Mrs. Beckstrand was our coach for our high school team. We're excited to have high schoolers participating this year. As you know, we switched it up a couple of years ago to participate in coordination with the state Battle of the Books contest, and that's how we have teams at all different levels rather than just the 6th grade, how we did it in the past. And this year, our elementary group had almost 40 kids participating, so it was a lot of activities, let's just say, but it was really cool to see so many kids involved in the books. And the book lists at all 3 levels are produced by the state. There's 20 books, 20 titles on each list, and the lists change over every year. There's some repeats like every few years, but mostly it's new, relevant, award-winning titles nominated by teachers, titles nominated by students. So they're really they're great books. Did you read a lot of them?
Yes.
Yep. There wasn't a single one that I read that I didn't connect to in some way or see why kids would really enjoy it too. So really exciting. We participate in a state contest, which sounds really like a big deal, but it's a Google form that kids on teams all around the state are all taking at the same time. So we can have one team at each of the levels do that. But in addition, our region has coordinated our own in-person contest. So kids have another opportunity to engage with the books and other teams who have read the same titles in our region. It makes it a little more competitive, a little more, I guess, interesting just to be face to face and compete on those books. So we did both of those contests at all 3 levels. We came away with some, we didn't get any of the top places for any of those teams. I guess I didn't ever ask.
We did not place.
We were kind of in the middle for all of those levels, but it's really neat to take kids to those contests and see how they stack up against other teams in the area, and they're always really excited to see how they do too. So that was fun, and we hope to continue growing the 3 levels of participation. And then the spelling bee was also within the last month. If Dr. Hill was here, we would let everyone know that he was our fantastic word pronouncer this year, and was kind of in the spotlight for saying everything correctly. This is the same contest or the same routine every year. We have 30 students participate, 6 from each grade level from 4th through 8th grade, and we have a round of 4th through 6th graders and a round of 7th and 8th graders, ultimately finding one winner in each of those groups to take to our contest in Westby. That is next Tuesday. So a busy time for events and more to come.
Any questions?
Exciting.
It's exciting. It's fun to see kids involved.
Yeah.
A question that I had, there were so many elementary students involved. How did you choose?
We had in-school book battles in this room actually, where the state level contest produces lots of question sets that we can pull from. And so I just grabbed 12 questions each week, and we had kind of just mini contests each week, and their points accumulated till we had our top 2 teams who would represent those groups. So we had a fair number of teams spread out in this room, all working on those same books.
And then I did see middle school, there were 2. And it used to be, because it was a middle school event, like there would be a very large number. So I was curious, do you have any idea why just 2 in middle school this year?
I think it just depends on the interest, and sometimes some classes integrate it within their flexible time during the day
Sure.
where it's not required, but it's something that's maybe more advertised, and it just depends on interest and how it may fall within regular day, and just all students latch onto those books. Also, students who have experienced just success in previous years likely are really enthusiastic to participate again in the next year. So
Sure.
that, hopefully that big group of kids at the elementary level keeps wanting to participate all the way through, so that Mrs. Beckfred has a whole host of kids to work with at preschool.
It's a wonderful program.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Krista. Thanks for everything. The next item is Read Across America. Pat?
Good. Yeah, we're gonna celebrate Read Across America week next week at the elementary building. Sarah Tunks, our district reading specialist, and Megan Tully, our elementary library teacher, done a great job organizing it. Be some dress-up days each day, which is always exciting for kids and adults.
I was gonna say, what's it gonna be this year?
Yeah, let's see. Black, White, and Red Day, Inside Out Day, Wear Your Words Day, We Love Reading Day, so wear something red hearts or anything love or book themed, and School Spirit Day. And then the cool part, I thought last year that they're bringing back is on Friday, next Friday. During student specials times, they come to the gym, all the students from that grade level come to the gym and either read with buddies from middle school, high school, which was super popular, or with a guest reader, which is also popular. But it was, to make those connections with the older kids has been really cool. I think that's over the last few years, whether it's FFA, this event, some of the sports teams that come over and greet kids in the morning. That connection for the elementary kids to see where they're headed is really cool. And just the number of kids that just, they're kind of like celebrities in their middle school or high school age and come over, the kids are kind of in awe of them, so that to read with those older kids is really cool. So they've done a lot of work with that, and that was really popular. So what else do we have? Book fair also going on at the elementary building. Will coincide with Read Across America, but also our parent-teacher conferences over the next week or so. Yeah, it'll be a good week.
So if it's okay, I'd like to move around just so that you don't have to possibly go back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
So we have BAM's update,
Oh, I can do
and that's you and Kim. And Kim, I don't know
Kim wasn't able to
to attend. That's what I was assuming.
We just decided to hold it virtually on Monday night due to the weather. Biggest topics were committee reports. Big ad hoc committee is looking at outdoor learning spaces because that's a big part of what VAM's pedagogy is, but also how that can benefit the district. Lots of great ideas from that committee, some grants they're pursuing, some grants that the district is pursuing. They're also governance council members and also invited Dr. Hill and me to attend. We're gonna visit some Montessori public charter schools in Milwaukee over the next month, I believe. So they've got a group that wants to just keep learning about their governance councils, how their schools operate, how they market, things like that, and then looking at a few bylaw changes. As far as when we currently, after first quarter, we don't allow students in for disruption of the learning environment, but also looking at we're a public charter school and how can we balance that with keeping our enrollment up, and if kids want in,
Sure.
we should let them in, but just making sure we do that correctly, fade it in correctly.
If a family moves to the area and that's
If you have an opening, Yeah. So,
Great, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Next is conference realignment update, winter spring activities, Dan.
You can. Tree line.
Or you can start and I'll answer questions.
All right. It's strange to be talking about the end of winter sports, given the weather and the snow we've had this week, but spring sports began last week with track and field, softball began this week. So I just want to give a little bit of a winter sports wrap up. Overall, high school winter sports participation was up 15% compared to 24-25 levels, best it's been in 4 years. Middle school sports were down a little bit, particularly girls and boys basketball. We did open both of those sports to sixth graders, which turned out working out really good, provided them a nice opportunity to compete. And with the sixth graders, it actually basically we were flat compared to 24-25 with regard to middle school sports participation. Performance was all across the board. We had 3 teams near the bottom or at the bottom of their conference, 1 team solidly in the middle of the conference, and 1 team tied for a conference championship. That was girls basketball, who had their best season in 26 years. Finished in a 4-way tie for the Cooley Conference Championship. 13 athletes, VHS athletes, earned all conference honors. Jack Olson for hockey. Brenna Rogers was a first team girls hockey player. Penny Hugo was honorable mention, and Blake Starr was honorable mention also for girls hockey. In boys wrestling, Daxton Elliott, Kevin Haynes, and David Van Loo all earned honorable mention. In girls wrestling, Zahara Sullivan earned second team honors. In gymnastics, we co-op with Westby in DeSoto and Cashton. DeSoto athlete Peyton Sprosty earned first team. In boys basketball, Colton Peterson earned honorable mention. And then in girls basketball, Elia Schwem earned first team honors, Allie Chestelson earned second team honors, and Olivia Willis earned honorable mention as well. So as far as conference realignment goes, we learned last Tuesday in the evening that the WIAA did in fact approve, the Board of Control approved the conference task force realignment committee suggestions that we join the Southwest Conference as of the 27-28 school year. So that's all done and has been approved. Just to be clear, because there was a little bit of confusion about how it was messaged in some of the media, including the WIAA. It doesn't start until the 27-28 school year, and it does not include football, boys golf, boys hockey, boys tennis, girls golf, gymnastics, or girls tennis at this time. So basically basketball, wrestling, cross country, track and field, we will be switching conferences in 27-28. And I actually had a meeting with the Southwest Conference ADs yesterday. They're very excited for us to join the conference. They've been a 6-team conference for decades, and they've been wanting us to join them for quite some time. So there was a lot of happy people at that meeting. So are there any questions on the conference realignment or winter sports?
Does it then have, you have to reapply for the rest of our sports that next year?
It would be, it's a lagging
I
cycle.
can answer that while I think.
Yeah, what you doing?
Football and lacrosse are on a separate cycle from the rest of the sports. So if we chose to apply for football, that would be next October, we could apply for football.
Correct.
The list of the other sports that we didn't switch, either Southwest Conference doesn't have that sport,
I see.
or we are not the head school in the co-op.
Correct.
So
So we want to make sure our students still had an opportunity to compete in those sports. Southwest doesn't offer those. Westby or the partners offer them through the Coolies, so at this time, we didn't.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I was wondering, that was a big group that wasn't included.
It is.
Can, if we co-op with another district, can that district try to change our conference?
Well, they wouldn't change our conference. What would happen is that conference commissioner would determine whether or not we're able to co-op. Like the conference commissioner approves the co-op arrangements. So potentially there's some changes that could happen there, but co-ops have to be renewed every, like gymnastics is renewed every year, and then all the other co-ops are renewed every other year. So it just kind of depends on the cycle, and those teams change, like, you know, going forward, our boys and girls hockey co-op, but they've been, some teams have athletes, some teams say, hey, we do have some athletes, can we participate? So really what determines it is who is the lead school in the co-op, and that sometimes shifts as well. So it's a little more complicated with regard to like what conference you're in for the co-op.
And a lot of those that have multiple co-ops, like our girls hockey is the Badger.
Yes.
There is no Cooley.
Right.
Boys hockey is now the
Western Wisconsin Hockey Conference.
Which is basically the combination of the Cooley and MVC because both got down to about 3 schools.
Correct.
So but it's usually, like Dan said, it's usually whatever the head school is, but that head school could apply through the same process we did to switch conferences if they so chose, or they could fast track. We just had in tennis, who joined us in tennis?
Well, it's
Both
part
private school. Assumption joined the Cooley tennis. So a lot of those schools that have the multiple co-ops, there's not as many programs, so a lot of times there's more movement around, but you can even do a fast track, which if 100% of the schools approve of it, it could be done quicker. We just didn't go the fast track because we had a feeling not 100% of the schools would approve of it.
Sure. I would guess you were right.
Seems like
we were.
After the process.
We were.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And then you're kicking off spring, but they're not actually playing or participating, are they yet?
First
Saturday.
track meet is a Saturday indoors.
Indoor.
University of Wisconsin lacrosse.
Oh, okay.
Softball is
Although it's gonna be
fed
beautiful.
inside.
know.
It's a great facility.
Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna be wishing we were outside. But yes, so softball, their first game will be next Thursday, I believe, here
Okay.
against Royal. So let's hope the snow melts and the fields aren't too muddy. We'll just have to see. Yeah,
That practice starts tonight, so
Yep.
that's where my kid is, so.
Yep.
Okay.
off to the races, the spring
Awesome.
sports.
It's remarkable that we have more students participating this year with a larger class last year.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought the same
They
thing.
graduated. Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it was really good. It was reflected in an increase, particularly in girls' basketball, boys' basketball, and wrestling in particular. Really rebounded nicely with numbers this year at the high school level. So
I'm also wondering if in the future, not right now, but if it's possible, you know, with those middle school numbers you're saying are a little lower.
Yep.
If it's possible to figure out why.
mhm.
Like I said, not at this particular moment, but is it transportation? Is it a financial situation, or is it just lack of interest, or I think that would be a helpful conversation for the future, because we want those kids to be involved as they get older.
Absolutely.
And try to break down whatever that barrier might be. Or there might not be a barrier, they're just not interested. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Next topic, assemblies and celebrations. So, is there someone that is wanting to speak to? Is that Steve? I don't know.
We haven't had any.
You haven't had any. I see it on here, but I don't see anyone speaking to that topic, so there are none. Perfect, awesome. Sorry, Steve, to put you on the spot like that, I apologize. Board report, we have Laurel High School, Vicky.
Yes, Sarah left us some notes from the last meeting, so I said I would share these. The Laurel Governance Council met on February 23rd. 3 students attended Sources of Strength on February 18th. A lock-in is scheduled for March 13th with a possible trip to Colorado in lacrosse on the 14th. Students worked in the snack bar to raise money to attend the Safe Schools, Safe Communities Conference on April 14th. The Pleasant Ridge student and parent visit went well, and the improved process was appreciated. The council and Renee will work on early graduation guidelines, including board policy and Laurel-specific recommendations. Laurel graduation is on May 20th at the Landmark Center, and the council will meet again on March 23rd. So thank you to Sarah for attending those meetings.
Thank you, that's awesome. Lots of good things going on. The spring school board election, we have two great candidates, Dana and Matt. So thank you for your willingness to run again. And that is Tuesday, April 7th. We hope that everyone will be out voting. You are the only two candidates, which is fabulous, but there's also other things on the ballot too. So thank you for your willingness to serve our district and community. Survey summary. So the survey summary, over the last 2 weeks, Viroqua area schools has engaged staff and community partners to identify areas where we can balance the budget. Over 400 respondents indicated that they would like to see the district work to minimize the impact of students and still be good stewards of public dollars. 79% of our annual operating budget is in salaries and benefits for our dedicated staff. The administrative team takes the work of our schools seriously and is looking to make strategic moves where we can, through attrition with respect to retirements and resignations, using current staff to fill criteria roles. After that process is complete, the difficult work to determine additional cuts will take place with preliminary notice of non-renewal at a special March 30th board meeting. The survey responses help the administrative team identify priorities for the staff and the district. Anyone with additional thoughts about the process is invited to speak with District Administrator Dr. Jeremy Hill. So they can reach out to Jeremy at their convenience. So we would like to thank everyone for their time filling out the survey and the administrative team for evaluating those surveys and all that information, as well as all of our staff and teachers that filled out the survey as well. The next item is Compare Giving Grant Award. So the Viroqua Area Foundation, along with the Viroqua Area School District, applied for a grant with an organization called Compare. And we received a $50,000 contribution, which we have also received the check. And the school district and the Viroqua Area Foundation will collaborate on the distribution of those dollars. But the grant award is for a pollinator garden and vegetable plot to be used at both the Early Learning Center and the Viroqua Middle High School buildings. So we're excited about that. There's also an outdoor learning and exploration space at the Viroqua Elementary School building. So once again, very excited about that project being able to move forward, as well as the Viroqua Middle School, Viroqua High School agriculture program, which is an installation of meat hooks and a racking system that will be used for our meat processing down in our tech ed department. So those three things are now in the works. Committees are gathering and discussing that. And then as those purchases come through, the school district will reach out to the Viroqua Area Foundation and then distribute the dollars. And then we will also have to share some of the data as far as impact in order with Compare, so that they know that their dollars were well spent, and we're hopeful that perhaps we will be able to apply for another grant in the future with this organization. They are very generous, and they work with rural communities in areas of agriculture. And so they're trying to expand agricultural opportunities, and we're a very good fit. And so we want to make sure that relationship continues. WASB legislative update. There was some conversation about our district writing a letter to our legislators in conjunction with some other school boards and in our county, discussing some financial needs. Kim sent an example of a letter that some other school districts used. I actually went through that and made some changes to it. It's the same conversation. It's hard to say the same thing in a lot of different ways. And I sent that to Jeremy just late this afternoon. So we'll see how we might be able to work with other school boards in our county to reach out to our legislators about school funding. So that's all I have on that topic. With that, motion to adjourn. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. I don't know if anybody needs